Watch. Jesus commands us in the gospel to watch. And maybe we hear that and immediately we think, watch out. We spend a lot of time watching, don't we? We watch our children, we watch our loved ones, our spouses, our parents. You know, little children, I think of them, real little guys, they watch. They watch for Dad to come home. They get all excited when Dad shows up. We watch the news, we watch TV, we watch for email, we watch for the next text message or the next Facebook post. We do a lot of watching. And you know, there's two approaches to watching. Watch out, watch for when we do that, is watching for what is wrong. And then there is watching for what is right. If you look for what is wrong, if you watch for what is wrong, undoubtedly you will find what is wrong, and you will find lots of it. But this Advent, I want to suggest you do something different. I want to challenge you to go further. It seems that the brain is predisposed to look for what is wrong. The news feeds on that predisposition. Maybe it's our primitive animal instinct that we search for what is wrong so something bad doesn't happen to us. But I want to suggest this Advent that we go further. I want to challenge us this Advent to search for what is right, to watch for God, if you will. Look for the diamond in the rough. I think that's such a great, you may have heard me talk about this, but I think it's such an important lesson. Look, I love that, looking for the diamond in the rough. I'm always looking for that, especially when I'm doing a homily. I'm looking at Scripture. I'm looking for the diamond in the rough, and I'm not going to give up until I find it. And amazingly, at least I think, that I always find it. I believe the more and more we look for what is right, the more and more we will find it. Look for what is right in the world. I know we look at what's wrong in the world, but instead look for what is right. You know, it is so amazing when we look out at the world. Could it be that we have found a vaccine for COVID in just 9 months? Look at the plague, the Spanish flu, polio. Some, no vaccines were found, and others, it took years. But we amazingly have found a vaccine in 9 months. I think maybe we take that for granted. We don't realize the miracle. I imagine that has taken a lot of concentration, and I think it took a lot of prayer that led to that concentration. Just think, in our world, if we would just focus on the solution, spend our energy, concentrate in prayer and work, on the problems in our world, if we just took time and we focused on poverty, I think that time and again, that the reason why we don't deal with these things, or we don't believe it's possible, is because we're not focused and not thinking about possibility of what we could do. Look for what is right in the church. I'm not denying the scandals or the abuse or the pain, so much of it. But you know what? There is so much more that is right about our church. There are so many good people doing good things, feeding the poor, visiting the sick, healing the sick. Being there for people in crisis. Look for what is right. Look for what is right in others. Do we really look for that? We're always looking for what is wrong, how we can bring people down instead of lift people up. Do we look for what is right and tell them what is right? Tell our loved ones. They need to know. Look for what is right in ourselves. There are so many things that are so right in our life. You know, people go to confession, we focus on what is wrong, and rightly so, but, you know, we're only looking at half the picture. When people do their review their life in 12-step programs and AA, they look not only to what is wrong to clear the wreckage, but they also are to look at what's right. Because at the core of ourselves, we are good. We can be a mixed blessing, but at the core, we are good. This Advent is about watching. Advent is so much about watching for the birth of that new baby in Bethlehem, but it's a metaphor, is what it is. It is a metaphor for watching the birth of God in our own life. If your life is dead, if you've reached a dead end in your life, let this be your prayer this Advent. God, show me something new, something wonderful in my life. Let that be your mantra. Pray that over and over again throughout Advent. Watch. Watch what happens. But you got to be persistent. You can't give up. You'll never find it. Seek and you will find, the Lord promises. This Advent, if you're having trouble seeing that, join a small faith community. We have offered this opportunity, and it's starting this week. Maybe another thing you want to do is buy an Advent booklet. There are so many things. What are we watching for in our life? And is it our problem that we're always looking to what is wrong? The good outweighs the evil in this world. Do not forget that. The cup is not half empty or half full. it is overflowing.